me tell you, keeping it real, keeping it real. It's through the eyes of Rue, keeping it real, keeping it real.
Welcome back to the rew-who Show here at Otto's Shrunken Head, live in the East Bay. Our guest, the legendary DaVe U-Haul.
Yeah!
Thank you.
Yeah, repeat offender. I haven't seen you in quite a while.
I have seen you for a while too.
You're
But
looking good.
thank you. I have to say that I am just so thrilled to be here.
ZeST Radio.
ZeST Radio.
Yeah.
First time I'm meeting him, and I'm just tickled pink.
You mean in person?
In person, yes. We've talked online. And
Commiserated, as it were.
yes, exactly. But this is in the flesh here.
Yeah.
Always a pleasure to see you. All right, and I really the ladies before me. I don't even know if I could top that.
Well, you don't have to top it. We're not a competition show here. We're an equal appreciation
I know,
show.
I'm only kidding.
Exactly.
You ladies were beautiful. They were great. I really
Awesome.
enjoyed it.
So much fun.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed
Tokyo
your.
Funky Dolls.
And actually, I was going to talk about Tokyo. I was there this year.
And I was just telling him before the show started that his birthday, my next door neighbor when I was 5 years old, was from Japan, and she has the same birthday as ZeST.
Wow.
Satoko Segura. Anybody know Satoko Segura? That would be wild, right? Yeah. Satoko Segura? No? She lives in Shinjuku? Or she did when I was little, but I want to find you, Satoko, and she has your birthday.
All right, so we have three talking heads up here. Okay, so first up, number one, I want to know with the history.
Fabulous.
It's the
best.
All right.
You'll be able to rewind on YouTube and check it out.
You know that Larry David, Curb Enthusiasm was today.
His birthday?
His debut show.
Oh.
And also LaGuardia opened up today.
We knew
also.
LaGuardia.
Yeah, we read about
I
that.
didn't get Larry
Okay.
David, but I did meet him on the street once when he was shooting.
Also, the child labor law. 12-year-olds
yeah,
were
I
out of
had
the
it on my
workforce.
list, but I still
And I was
didn't.
going to say, forcing me to give my kids an allowance. Okay, so
Ah.
that was another thing.
I
And
skipped that.
I'm sure you did Ringo Starr, right?
Yes.
Okay, you did that. And what about Clara Thomas?
That scumbag, yes.
Well, you know, Coke cans will never be the same.
I know. I said that. The pubic hair on the coke.
Howard Stern and
Yeah,
Howard.
I had it, but I skipped it.
Okay.
What about Howard?
He had some radio.
He started his radio program in
on
Chicago.
someplace.
And
That's like every week.
and George Brett, did you talk about him? He was forced out of the World Series of the Yankees because he had hemorrhoids. And
Really?
when he got cured, he said it was all behind him.
Ah.
Okay, so we got through. Wonderful. Okay. Also, I want to point out a couple other things. Monty Melnick sends his regards to both of you.
Thank you.
All right.
Hi, Monty. Thank you so much.
I saw him at the CBG Music Festival, and he was talking to me about his new. It's in Italian now. His book, On the Road with the Ramones.
Wow.
How many languages that be now? It was like last count 17.
Yeah, it's like a United Nations. I can't even keep up with it.
That's fantastic.
Yes, so that's the story with Monty.
Verbene.
Yes, so he's Italian and he wants to conquer Japan. That's the next place. We're gonna try to get him a book deal there.
The Ramones.
Yes.
I don't see why that wouldn't work. It should be fine. They love the Ramones.
They do. I think it's just a question of getting a publishing company.
Yeah.
So they're working on that right now.
Cool.
So that was pretty cool.
Okay.
I was in Japan, ladies. I was in Tokyo, and my girl was in Kyoto doing a marathon, and then I met her in Tokyo. And I want to tell you, I had a blast there. It was great.
Did you do any karaoke?
I did not do karaoke, and the subway system is insane. Where you
I was on the train the other day and it was so packed, and someone next to me said, "Well, it's not like Tokyo."
No, in Tokyo, it's very weird about Tokyo because they have different subway lines, and what happens is that you have to make sure you know where you're going because you could pay extra fare, right?
England does that
That's
too.
right. See, they're agreeing with me.
Yeah.
What happened was, let me just segue. So I went to Tokyo, but a week before that, I was in Nashville, and
What have you been around?
what happened was that
Must be the U-Haul.
What happened was I did a recording session, and
Good for you.
I wanted to talk about the CD that I was on. It's Jiro Akabe,
wow.
and
Wow. Looks like pepperoni.
Doesn't he play Moresight brand bass?
He plays bass, and he was nice enough to let me take the bass role on one of the songs, which I was, and it's an all-star. It's a great CD. First of all, not the fact that I'm on it, but it's just a great CD. I just want to point out that he has an all-star cast of people. He has Tommy Bolin, who co-wrote songs with him. Clem Burke from Blondie is on it. C.J. Ramone, Johnny Two Bags from Social Distortion.
Wow.
Pokey Edwards from The Ventures. Dez is on there from Black Flag and Misfits. Dan Root and
It's funny because Dez is Z backwards.
Right, thank you.
And
all packed into this CD here.
Yeah.
it's all packed in that CD.
Wow.
And
A must have.
I'll get you covered. Dan Root, Steve Soto from the Adolescents, and of course Mickey Lee and yours truly,
How
Dave
cool.
Duvall.
How
So I was
cool
very
is that?
very honored to be on the
Good for
CD.
you.
Wow. Congratulations.
All right, thank you.
Dave
Thank you.
Duvall.
And the other thing I wanted to do here is I wanted to talk about my campaign. As you know, David Godless is doing a book. I'm very happy that he was able to do that goal. Well, he went past $30,000.
Can you believe that?
Yeah, I can't believe
Good
that.
for him.
I was the second person to contribute, by the way.
Good
Okay,
for you.
I contributed, and
Do you want your money back?
no, I don't. Jim Tizzo was the first, I believe,
Okay.
and he's by the way, shout out to Jim. He's a great guy. And what happened was that after that, it just went viral.
It did.
So what happened? So what happened?
Ebola.
Yeah, so he got $100,000. So I just saw
Wow.
I just saw him recently, and he gave me a.
He's such a nice
Yeah,
guy.
he's a great guy. He's a really great guy. So I'm on a campaign now. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get Birdland, which is the band that I used to be in.
You
all
want to
right,
be in the book.
in the book with Lester Bangs.
Godless took that
And
picture?
yes, he did. He took it in 1978,
Wow.
and I'm begging him.
Yes.
begging him
You're
to-
going to give him more money.
Yes, I'm trying to raise on GoFundMe to bribe him. All right, so I'm going.
How much does he need to put it in the book?
I don't know how much he wants from me. I told him I'm trying to raise $10,000 to.
Wow.
to-
Give him another 10, a cherry on top.
Right, or in order to bribe him to put him in, to put.
Wow.
I'll be honest with you, I really do believe that Birdland should be in the book.
There was a song
That was
called
an
Birdland.
influential band for sure.
And the thing is also they meet the criteria. They were around at that time. They played at CBGBs, and I really, not only just me, but I think Lester. I really do believe that they should have a place. I think they've been kind of put aside for many years.
Right.
I would really like to see that happen, and Lester and Mickey and Maddie.
So
You
how
have
do
this
you-
campaign that where can people share it for you?
Yeah, how do you get to...
Well, I have a GoFundMe thing, but the thing that I really want to do is I want to have people share it and actually bother Dave Godless to actually consider it. So I've been.
I'm sure you're good at it.
I'm very good at
Yeah.
Yeah.
it. Okay.
Does he have a Twitter account?
He has everything.
Okay.
And I'm just going to keep
Watch
passing.
out, Godless.
Godless, you're not going to get away with this,
God.
We're
Godless.
coming for it.
Godless, I'm going to be in front of your door. Okay.
Oh my
So-
God.
so we're hoping
no
that-
pun intended.
Yeah, so we're hoping that that's going to be happening. And also want to just point out about the Empty Hearts. I know that I've been doing a lot of promo for them. That's Clem Burke and Wally Palmer, a friend of mine. Also Ellie Neeson from the Cars and Andy from the Chesterfield Kings.
Nice.
And they're a great band.
Wait, hold it. Don't they have a guest keyboardist from the Faces?
Yes, they do. And I met him at the C.J. Ramone concert. He was there. He's a great guy, Ian.
Excellent.
And it's a great album. It's very exciting to have some exciting music for a change.
Because of you, of course, introduced me to the band.
Right.
They got this video on YouTube, which is like a compilation of some of their songs they're coming out with.
Yes.
It's awesome. Like, these guys rock. I mean, we're talking like the guitar player from the Cars,
Right.
right?
Yes. It's a guitar player from the Cars.
The drummer
from
Blondie.
From Blondie. Wally's from the Romantics, and Andy's from the Chesterfield Kings.
And what do you get out of it?
I get nothing except
Listen to good rock and roll.
I just get I get nothing but good rock and roll. I was going to say I get nothing. I get nothing
Priceless.
materialistically, but I just the fact that I put that CD on and it's just awesome.
I want one.
Nice.
And yeah, we're gonna get you one. So,
Okay, cool.
so that's another thing I wanted to point out to you.
Okay, so can they bug Godless for you too?
They could do that for me as well. Everybody out there, please tell David Godless. I mean, come on, man. No,
What's
it's
the criteria?
CBGB's from.
He took the picture.
He took the picture, which he did because he signed it, and it was from 1977 to 1979 or something. And
My time flies when you
right.
get wasted.
And yes, indeed. Well, I've been in the coma, for about 20 years.
Well, it worked because you look very well preserved.
Thank you. I owe it to my Egyptian, manicurist.
Hey, can I give you a
Your
gift?
manicurist?
Can I give you a gift?
Sure.
Like for
Sure.
reals? Hold on, I gotta pull this
All right,
out
keep
for
talking though while
Yeah,
he's
you guys
looking.
keep talking.
What's
Okay.
on your list,
What-
Dave Hall?
What
What else?
I think I basically.
You got it?
I think I basically. I know that I came at the end. By the way, thanks for. I had to change my time.
Yes.
Yes, thank you very much because I just got here in the nick of time here. So
Okay,
Nick
so
of time. That's funny, Ray.
yes.
I want to give you this because and people know that I've talked about this in the past, like on Facebook or what have you. But there is a connectivity between Toronto and New York, and seeing you talk about CBGBs, the punk era,
Absolutely.
etc. There's a crossover. Toronto's influenced by New York and vice versa.
Oh yeah.
There,
Really? Everybody compares everything to New York, and
And their
we're
dreams.
so self-absorbed. We really don't compare ourselves to other.
well,
places.
CBGB's had an exchange program of bands
Oh,
at
okay.
the time.
With with what was the club there?
Well, it would have been the Horseshoe Tavern,
Nice.
right? With the Garys,
Yeah.
Gary Cormier and Gary Top. So, in that spirit
I
of
don't mean
sharing,
it in a bitchy way. I just
no,
feel
not at all.
like
I do.
Okay, so,
I don't. I just how
Dave,
Yes.
I'd like to give you something from the Toronto scene.
Wow.
There's a
I'm
gentleman.
not saying your scene. Your scene is awesome.
There's a gentleman that I've known since. I used to watch at this place called The Edge in like 1976. Who was an influence on me for drumming.
Wow.
David Quinton,
Okay.
Steinberg, and Steve Baders.
Wow. Well,
David
Sid,
Quinton
yeah.
wrote the song "Make Up Your Mind." He's come out with
Wow.
a 45. There's a booklet in there.
Awesome.
That's Steve and Dave, and there's Steve Baders.
Wow.
version.
Because Cynthia Ross. Who
Yeah.
She's here now.
Talk
She's,
about a crossover.
Yeah.
The B-Girls,
Right,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, same her.
Yeah, she's on the show
So
a lot,
Dave-
and she's a good friend of ours.
So
Yeah,
there's
she is.
there's booklets in there
Wow.
of Steve
Thank you.
Baders, and
Now-
Dave Quinton was the drummer for him for a while. He wrote some songs, and This
Thank
is
you
like-
so much.
Wow, that's really amazing.
yeah, I just had to interject that because, like I say, the history between New York and Toronto of the exchange of music back in the times,
Okay,
for the
Yeah,
punk rock
yeah,
scene,
yeah,
or whatever
yeah.
you want to call it.
right.
There's an example.
There you go. I mean,
There you go. See,
Wow.
Dave Quinton's from Toronto, Steve Baders.
That's amazing. Thank
So,
you very
I
much.
want you to have that as a
Cynthia,
gift.
I know.
Cynthia, I just can tell you something. Cynthia, I just saw her at the Bowery Electric. I used to be in a band called the Tiger Beats, and she also played with Mitch James, which is he was a guitar player. So I haven't seen her in a long time, and
She's adorable.
person.
She is.
And I saw her, and I went, "Oh wow!" And she looks great
She's
too. She looks
amazing.
great.
She's gorgeous.
And her daughter just got married.
Yeah.
So
She's
she was
gorgeous.
all frenetic because of the fact that her daughter was getting married.
Yeah.
But she's
Yeah.
a great person.
She
She is awesome.
And
Yeah.
stiff, of course, with Cynthia. But to see
Yeah.
what I mean, I want to just explain it. Like, I never realized how, I was thinking more of Americans, but when you just said, like, New York and Toronto, the thing is, like, until I lived in London, I never realized how everybody compares things to America. Like, we don't sit here comparing. Like, people would come to my house, my flat or whatever, and say, like, what about England and America, London and New York, London? And I would be like, we don't sit there comparing. Like, somebody even had their albums, like American albums, English.
Segregation.
Yeah, and I was just like, I don't know, maybe it's me, but like, I never realized how much people think about us, and we don't, and everywhere else does. We're so like self-absorbed in our own world, doing our thing. Like,
And I think what happens is
that's what I meant. I didn't mean it as
No,
not.
I think you're right, but I know what you mean because I've traveled,
You
obviously.
learn more traveling.
And when you
about
travel, this happens all the time. It's like you're from Manhattan. You're from the United States, from Manhattan.
it. I know.
And then all of a sudden it's all
Doors open.
Yeah, but it's a comparison thing. We're all everything's rated. It's like we have like the alphabet letters A B C D. With other countries,
But we don't think like that.
No, we don't.
I'll tell you, like you mentioned Monty Melnick earlier.
Yes.
Love that, man.
He's a
awesome.
great guy.
In the interview I did with him, we were talking about the Toronto.
Yes.
The reason that Toronto actually ended up with a music scene starting up the way it did, paraphrase as punk rock, but it was a newer music that people, hadn't heard before.
Mm-hmm.
September 1976 at the New Yorker in Toronto is when the
New Yorker.
Ramones showed up,
Right.
and they played, and that kicked off the Toronto music scene, which influenced
Wow.
the music of the time.
Wow.
And that's what I'm saying. And then
Wow.
after that, there was an exchange between
Got
CBGBs
it.
and the promoters that were at the New Yorker who moved to, Queen Street. That was our scene.
It's hilarious. New Yorker and Queens Street. That's perfect.
Queen Street, yeah.
I tell you, because I grew up with them. I grew up with them, and I've seen them from their infancy, and it's incredible that the impact. I never realized it, and
the movie's being made now by
I heard,
Scorsese.
I heard that the movie's being
Right,
made.
Scorsese.
But it's really funny. Like when I go away. By the way, I was in Canada. I went to Vancouver. It's great.
That was that last year.
I really, it was last year. I really enjoyed it there. And the thing is that when I see people with a Ramon shirt, what I do is I give them the test. I give them if they answer the question right.
Name all 8 Ramones?
No, they can name all the drummers.
Oh,
I'll give them a copy of my CD.
They can't even name all the drummers.
They can't find it. They can't. They're just wearing.
Ramones can't answer all the drummers.
I know. They're just wearing. It's like a fashion thing now.
Yeah, it is.
Absolutely.
Just
You
like
know?
the CBGB.
Like nobody.
Good for them.
Yeah, I think it's great. I think I know
Good
Joe.
for you, Joey.
I know Joey from.
We moved here on Joey's birthday.
He would have loved it.
Exactly.
Believe me, he would have loved
And
it.
he worked really
he
hard.
did,
He was such a good everything.
He's a great guy. I was very fortunate. I was doing his computer. I was his computer guy, and I was with him at the end. And it was horrible that he was going through all that stuff. But I tell you, he always had that. I'm gonna get through this. I'm gonna get next level. I'm gonna get this next record out.
Don't worry about me.
And really, and
perseverance and a fight, right?
And I remember when he was doing that solo CD.
I love that album.
He was like when he felt good, he would go over to Danny Ray's house and he would be recording. And there was a lot of times where he didn't feel good, but there was a lot of times where he went over there. It was very weird, but he's a great guy. He's
all right, well,
great,
today happens to be National Mushroom and Red
Oh, please
Wine
don't
Day.
do this to me.
You've got to.
No, I can't do
You
this.
have no choice. Come on.
Say,
Come on,
Good.
Dave. Do it.
All right. So
Now,
not bad.
Come
Now
on now.
swallow.
Hey now.
That's
now
begging
swallow.
for a mushroom. Come here.
I only did it because it's from all of them.
Here you go. Well, all right, so tell us the skeleton, and then we gotta go.
I was thinking about one today. We went to when I was with the Rattlers. We were ladies. I understand what you're saying. When I was with the Rattlers, we were in a dressing room that we found out that Rock Hudson performed in, and we found out that he pissed in the sink.
Oh.
So we all pissed in the sink.
All right.
All right, Stella
What's your
there.
website? What's your website?
What's that?
What is your website?
Oh, my website. I'm sorry.
Yeah, too many
Spaced out. I was thinking about that.
Mushrooms.
I
Too
went
many
back to
mushrooms.
I went back to.
Fat.
You know what was that? Mushroom.
Yeah.
Wow, I thought I went down the wrong pipe. You can reach me at the Walter Mitty Group at waltermittygroup.com or Dave U Hall. It's DaVeu, the letter U, HALL.com.
Thank
And
you so
You
much.
got to say Walter Mitty is not MITI. It's WALTERMIDI.
Yes, Mitty, MIDI. So
There you go.
Walter
This is
Mitty Group, right? And everybody goes with the ITTY.
Yes.
Yeah.
Walter
So
Mitty Group.
thank you so much, everyone.
Dave,
Seth,
thank you.
so
You're welcome.
much for being here. I'm
An
looking
honor.
forward to Friday.
Honor to be here. Frank Wood. Everybody, thank you
I want
very
to
much.
thank Bio Lizzie, Elaine Presley,
Yay.
Ron Miller,
Here, here.
Mark
Yay.
Giselle, Vincent Cross,
Yay.
Tokyo Funky Dog,
Yeah.
Dave Hall,
Thank you.
Caroline Stewart, behind everything. We have Caroline Hoop, thank you so much. Otto Shrunkenhead, thank you all of you, and I'll see you all Friday at the Brandon Saloon for our Brooklyn edition, and then of course back here next week at tacos
Oh.
every Wednesday.
And buy Brad. I'm sorry, Brad and the handcuffs and his lovely wife. Just wanted to give a shout out. All right. Kathy, I love you, Kathy.
All right, we gotta break it down.
What's that you say? Keeping it real. Keeping it real. What's that you say? Keeping it real. Keeping it you. What's that you say? Keeping it real. Keeping it real.
Something more than you have ever known before. Is there something that you are missing in your life? Perhaps there is. Would you realize?